If you watch this channel, I'm pretty sure you knew that it was only going to be a matter of time before we talk about the tire thumper. Stick around. Truth be told, there's probably no one out there that could do a better YouTube video on the subject of tire thumpers as a trucker, because they are the ones who are primarily using these. Truckers will use these to thump the tire, and if it makes a certain sound, that usually indicates that the tire is low on pressure. It's just an easy way to check. But if you look at the design of a tire thumper, there's obviously an underlying message that's being sent. And that message is, hey, take a look at me. I look like a pretty cool weapon, don't I? And if you shop tire thumpers, you'll notice that they all have that attractive aesthetic about them. I picked this one up off Amazon. This is SZCO Supplies. It's a very heavy duty polypropylene tire thumper that I thought looked pretty cool. I did a little research and found out that the Department of Transportation conducted a survey, and what they discovered was 35% of truckers were using tire thumpers. Now, out of those surveyed, only 45% were aware of the state laws with regards to tire thumpers. Now, look, I'm not a state laws guru. I'm not someone who puts state law as the most important factor in everything. I just think it's interesting to know what they are, and I always like to disclose that here. Typically, if you carry something like this and use it for its intended purposes, you're not gonna have any issues. But the game changes once it is used for self-defense, because in a lot of areas, the moment that this becomes a self-defense tool, it falls right into the same categories as billy clubs, which leads to my next point. It's very easy to say, you know what, I can use that because it's not considered a weapon. I'll be okay. But what we must understand is this tire thumper is going to fall under the category of the use of a weapon the moment that this goes from being a tire thumper to a head thumper. Now, I will tell you, I think it would be a very effective head thumper. A while back, I did a video titled something like 3 things that are not considered weapons that could be used as weapons. And I talked about handheld things like flashlights, pens, car keys in the hands, because these are things we have to carry every day typically. And these are things people keep on them, and they're not considered weapons, but if you were in a pinch, they could be used as a weapon. And you know what? If you're in a pinch, you should use them as a weapon if it's all you've got. I would say the same thing to a trucker or anybody who's riding down the road with a tire thumper who didn't have a better alternative. You know, if you're in a riot, you're in a situation where you might have to fend off 2 or 3 different people. These things happen. You know, I think it's a good thing that you've got something like this on hand. It just needs to be understood that this is no longer a tire thumper in that case, and it's going to be, you know, viewed as batons, billy clubs, like I said, all of the rest. It's going to be reviewed in that context. And I know some of you may think that's Captain Obvious info, but I think a lot of people ignorantly say, no, I'm going to be fine, it's just a tire thumper. Well, it's only a tire thumper when it's used against tires, and that goes across the board with everything else. A pen is just a pen until I take that pen and jab someone in the eye. Friends, you know what? You and I are the weapons. We just use different tools. And if we have to use those tools to defend ourselves, and we either seriously injure or kill the attacker, we'll have to give an account for why we did, no matter what it is. I want to close out the video by talking about why I believe something like a tire thumper is more effective than a typical baseball bat. Although a bat may be bigger and slightly heavier, it's very hard to land against an aware opponent. The only time I see a baseball bat being effective is situations where there is an element of surprise. You're in your home, somebody's done broke in, and you have the opportunity to ambush them or take them by surprise. And that applies to any situation. But coming at someone with a bat can be very slow and easy to intercept, whereas a tire thumper can be fast and effective. This is fast and can be wielded all sorts of ways. It packs a heck of a shot, and opposed to my bat, I can wield it with one hand. It's always good to develop a flow with these things. It's not just about bang, bang, bang. Sometimes that can be slow and interceptable, but what about learning how to do crushing blows all in one motion, such as collarbone to the head, all in one motion. It's a very simple thing. Crush, crush, all in one motion. I just think tire thumpers look really cool. I think they have a cool dynamic, and it's easy to make one at home. I've made this one right here. I made it kind of long. It's a little bit longer than this one. Cut you a stick, sand that thing down, make it pretty. I put some hockey tape on mine. You can use other material, but I just think they're pretty neat contraptions. Big rig defense makes beautiful looking tire thumpers. You ought to check them out as well. People are typically not going to carry something like this. They're just not going to. This is something that's kept in homes and cars, unless it's the apocalypse and you put it in some kind of cool holster in the back, pull it out when you're ready to do business. You could kind of put it in a compartment in your pack if you wanted to keep a club when you're out in the woods or on the trail hiking. Nevertheless, let's conclude with 2 takeaways. One, there's always more than meets the eye when it comes to just looking at what something is titled. Yes, it's titled a tire thumper, but it's clearly designed to be more, and it will be looked at as more if it's used in self-defense. Some people already understand that common sense knowledge, but some people are not thinking along those lines. Things are so regulated nowadays that people are looking for alternatives, and just know that these two will be looked at as batons, billy clubs, and all the rest if it is used in self-defense. 2, I think it's a better option than a bat if you're going to rely on a club in self-defense. It's faster and it hits hard enough to do adequate damage. What are your thoughts on tire thumpers? Is there one that you like? Have you ever made one? What do you have to say about it? Thanks for watching. Take care.